What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Career Mode. It is episode number 26. We are back. It is time for a brand new season, our fourth year at Craven Cottage, going into the Champions League for the first time ever with a starting budget of... Oh my goodness gracious me. So all this time, we've been dealing with limited budgets. This is what the board are waiting for. Champions League football, 126 mil? Where's all that money come from? And so, as we're just going to do one quick advance in the calendar to get all the deals officially through. Often say sometimes deals don't go through until the second day of the new season. For ours, that includes Bender leaving on a free transfer. So this is the team for season 4 then, heading into it, as you can see. Fantastic year last year, obviously our best of the save, and it's not even close. Top 4, Champions League football secured on the final day, and our first cup final to save, sadly ending in tears with the loss to Manchester City, but gave it a good go, got to be honest, and this year, once again, I'm targeting a final place, no doubt about it. But heading into the new season, taking a look at the team here, yeah, I said before, I think we sorted out the squad depth issue, that's for sure. We've got a lot more players in the team now, so not worried about numbers, and there's more quality as well. You've got Torre, Harrison Reed, Nuno Tavares, Josh Eccles, Bobby Thomas. These are all players that, go back a couple of years ago, would have been starting if not come off the bench. Now they're deep in the resi, so yeah, I'm happy with the squad depth, but for me, if we are going to be competitive in Europe's Premier competition, we need more star quality. I'd say possibly looking at fullback with Sessegnon, who's been injury prone, and Nuno Tavares. One could go, and we could possibly sign a new star left back. Maybe at right back as well to replace Trey Hume. And maybe possibly I am thinking about putting Sarah back down to LCM and signing a star playmaker. With the money we've got, we could probably do all three of those things. Yeah, there we go. Bender going to Watford. And by the way, we did sell Dibley Diaz. He's gone to Norwich as well. So that loan deal becomes permanent. Didn't play for us at all, but worth showing. So it's, oh, okay, there we go. So I was just about to say, in terms of players that are retiring, well, there's one right off the bat. Wes Foderingham, just here as a third choice goalkeeper for the homegrown squad registration rules. He'll be retiring coming the end of the season. Totally fine with that. Lance obviously won the Golden Glove last year. By the way, didn't get called up for the World Cup squad. I'll overlay the players that have made the World Cup. Lance didn't make it. How? 21 clean sheets, Golden Glove winner. Gareth, you having a laugh, bro? Seriously, I agree with most of his squad selection for the Euros, by the way. Although personally, I probably would have taken Jarrod Branthwaite. But even so, as Elliot gives an exciting prospect, how did, and Kean Best shows great potential, how did Lance not make the World Cup squad? Unbelievable. But I will keep you updated on what happens in the World Cup in 2026. But yeah, running through the team right now. So we see that Wes is retiring come the end of the year. There are a couple of players I probably will look to sell. I'm not sure that Luke De Figueroa is going to make it now. Harrison Reed, like I said before, I know he's been here for donkey's years, but probably going to sell now as he's 31 and barely gets in the team. I really like Josh Eccles, but 3 years left in his deal, on 28 grand a week. He's a handy squad player to have, and I still might let him go regardless now that Hayden Hackney has come in and taken his place. Yes, get in. Mason still has potential to be special. It's a little bit nervy there. But, yeah, I like the team. I really, really do. And going to the Champions League, can we hold our own? I think so. I think we can make it through the group. It will depend on what the group is, really. And as for the Premier League, I'm once again going to target a top 4 place for this year as well. We only snuck in on the last day last season, finishing the top 4. But I still believe we can do it once again. Abel Ruiz is definitely going there. He's on the transfer list. And I'll keep you posted on any bids that will come in for our Spanish striker. Yep, so 5 players. Their deals coming at the end of the year. Of course, Wes Foderingham is retiring. I'd like to keep Corley for the squad registration rules. But as for Nickel and Clark, I'll probably give them both extra 2 or 3 year deals, as they are young players, still both teenagers. Well, John's actually a 20-year-old now, but they're decent playmakers, both 74 overall. I think I'll give them new contracts and then try and loan them out. And I'm going to make my first signing straight away as well, looking at players that were relegated last season, but also a player I had on my shortlist who's just been released, signed for Spurs from Sevilla a few years ago, but they just never really played him. And in the game, Angie's not a fan at all. They decided to let him go on a free. 25 years old, but still got the ability. I think he just needs a bit of TLC. Bryan Gil, released by Tottenham Hotspur, won't need to relocate, can stay in London. And I love the idea of trying to resurrect his career. He's clearly got the technical ability. He's clearly got the talent. And I'm going to bring him in on a free transfer. This is a bargain here. I believe he can still shine here. When he first burst on the scene at Sevilla and impressing at youth level in international football as well, this guy showed some serious promise. Spurs were keen, they brought him in, but it's not really worked out in North London so far. There's still time for him to turn it round, but he might need to leave Tottenham if he is to resurrect his career and show the promise is definitely still justified. Now, I still believe in him, might have been released by Spurs, but I'm bringing him in on a 5-year deal, 75 grand a week contract, and hopefully we'll be able to recapture his best form that he showed as a teenage talent. Welcome to Craven Cottage. Bryan Gil. Yep, never used him before. Really excited to give him a go as well. And again, Spurs releasing him, bit of a shock. We know the guy isn't the most physical of players. That is a problem. Very low stamina, very low strength. That's something we will need to work on. But if we can just beef him up a little bit, get him a bit more strength, a little bit more energy as well by putting him on that support winger development plan, I don't see why this guy can't be turned into a really good winger or possibly playing through the middle as a CAM. Regardless, Bryan Gil on a free transfer. Certainly not going to say no. There we go. Straight off the bat. Big coming in for Abel Ruiz. Cologne want to take Albert Clark, but we've just given him a contract, so totally fine loaning him out but not selling him. But so we did say with Abel it's going to be a one and done. Came in from Luton Town, obviously requested a transfer in about 3 months, but I was okay with it, to be fair, as our backup striker. So we knew we were going to make a profit on the guy anyway, but I still think we can get close to 40 mil for him. I do like him as a stand-in for Tice, but unfortunately this is one of the big problems with me of career mode that I really want EA to look into. Why can't you talk to your players and try and talk them around and just say, listen, I know you haven't got the game time, but I'll give you a bit more next season, or try something different in the tactics, whatever the case may be, or maybe a loan spell might do you some good. Unfortunately, once a player requests a transfer, your hands are tied and you've got to sell. We don't have to, you can keep them unhappy, but it's just, best to sell. So we'll see if we can get 35 mil from Allegri. We can indeed. 35 mil, profit after 1 year, he's on his way to Torre. There is a player I really want to go for as well that's just relegated with Leicester. Frankfurt put a bid in, so I do need to act quickly if I'm going to get him. Inter Milan now want to take Abel Ruiz, but unless we get the same bid, I'm going to turn it down. I'd love to be able to set a price tag on a player. That's something else that I wish EA would let you do. Set a price tag on a player. And I'm not going to sell Abel for less than 35 mil. Inter Milan also agree with that as well. Oof, okay. So 2 bids there. I'm a bit scared about our Dominguez transfer offer, I must say. As Benfica want to take Harrison Reed. Very interesting indeed. Oh, and I don't know why, but I had a feeling it was going to be Man City. I don't know why, I just had a feeling. Last year, of course, tanked the season and finished 6th. Did win the FA Cup. Are we definitely still in the Champions League, by the way? Because obviously we know Spurs won the Europa League. We finished 4th. No, it is semi-final. Semi-final in the Champions League. Bored. Our first of the year. Final 4. Mate, we'd be lucky if we get out the group, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to keep Dominguez, but very hard to stand in his way there. We'll delegate that loan deal for John Nicol from Brighton. I think Harrison Reed, I mean, I just can't see him moving to Benfica at 31. I'm going to try and sell him to a Premier League side if possible, or Championship. But for Dominguez, granted he might have finished 6th, but obviously still a far bigger club than ours. You know they'll be trying to go for the title this year again. I don't want to stand in his way. Let me think about it, Nicholas. Well, let me bring in my target in the CAM role. I know Jorginho Rutter is available at Leeds, but they stayed up last year. He stayed there throughout the save, so I think I'll keep him there. Harvey Elliott, I know, guys. I would love to have him back as well, but right now, the Lille Champions League side for this year, and unfortunately, did use him in the Liverpool save as well, so I'm not sure I want to sign him again in this year's FC, but Pablo Torre, haven't used him before. I know he's a great player. Out on loan at Girona last season was fantastic. I'm sure Flick has plans for him for next year with Barcelona. And far too good for the second tier. Frankfurt have put an offer in, so I don't want to miss out on this guy. I really want to bring him in, as he's my #1 target from a relegated team. Pablo Torre from Leicester, let's bring him in. And actually, I think a good deal here would be to include Harrison Reed. Harrison, of course, like I said, I think getting into a Premier League side or a Championship team that have aspirations of going back to the Premier League would be a good fit for him. So actually, I think this would be a good fit for all parties here. Harrison to the King Power, and Pablo here to Craven Cottage. We've got a valuation bid in plus the 31-year-old, and we'll see what Enzo says. Yeah, they do want Harrison Reed, a senior with loads of Premier League experience for their mentorship. Going to remove that sell-on clause though, because this guy will surely be worth a lot more in the future. I'll go to £41 million. Takes up to around 45.5 mil total. They say no. Okay. All right. How about 45 mil plus Harrison Reed? It's a lot of money. A lot of money for a player that would now be playing championship football, but I just don't want to lowball, have the offer rejected, and he goes to Frankfurt before I get a chance to put another bid in. I do have a reputation, both in real life and on career mode, as being a bit of a cheapskate, but sometimes you just have to splash that cash to get what you want. In this occasion, I was not prepared to let Pablo go to Germany. As soon as Leicester were relegated, I put him straight on the shortlist. I was not prepared to miss out for this season, and whilst I had to pay a premium to get him, I'm glad I have. Coming in on a 5-year, 65 grand a week contract. Welcome to Craven Cottage. Pablo Torre, 23 years old, class player, and like I said, I think Hansi Flick is definitely going to give him some game time next season with Barcelona. You know, coming in there to replace Xavi. We know Barca have got some fantastic young talent, and this guy out on loan at Girona last season was really integral to them getting into the top 4. I do believe he'll stay at the new camp for next year and get some game time with Barca. Wait, they're back at the new camp next year? Or are they still playing at the temporary stadium? Well, I don't know. But Pablo Torre is in. We're going to try and work on the strength and also the energy as well if we can. How do I get him that? Oh, I can't get him that defensive work rate. That's annoying. All right, well, in that case, I'll keep him on balance for now and decide what I want to do in a minute. But yeah, Pablo coming in. And I think my plan is going to be push Gabriel Sara back down to LCM alongside Danilo and have Pablo starting in that CAM role. Yeah, you might have noticed I just took Dominguez out of the squad altogether. Oh, he gone. He gone. Nicholas is gone, man. Come on, let's be honest here. Even Man City subpar year last season, beat us in the FA Cup final, and they're obviously a far bigger club than we are. So, yeah, can't really stand in his way. I often say this, like if a bid comes in from a much bigger team, there are certain circumstances where I'll say no, you're not going. But I think on a lot of occasions, it's probably best just to say, yeah, okay, to keep everyone happy here, and to keep it realistic, we'll sell. I still think he's worth more than that, though. I said before, the market valuations to me in career mode are crazy, man. Dominguez is 28. He's not old. He's technically in his prime right now, at least in my opinion. So I think we should still get 40 mil for the guy, minimum, in my opinion. And Pep disagrees. Wow, okay. Sorry, Pep, but in my opinion, he's worth more than what I'm asking for. But unfortunately, just don't want to see you walk out. 37.5 mil, no, looks as though we're going to meet in the middle. And in order not to prize him out of a deal, I'll just say fair enough. 35 mil, in my opinion, that's a slight undersale because EA don't give correct market valuations, but I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, it's 2026, right? So adjusted for inflation as well, you'd surely assume a player like this is worth more than that, but fair enough. But there's our first of 2 big sales guaranteed for sure. Abel Ruiz chooses Turin over Milan, and he's off to Juventus for 35 mil. A one and done for Abel, but to make a profit on the guy, he only scored 1 goal all season long last year. That's a decent sale, that. I'll certainly take that one, no doubt. And there we go, speaking of one and done, didn't plan for this, didn't want to sell him, but hard to stand in his way when a team like Man City come calling. Not just the money they can offer him, but even last year having a subpar season, he'll still be playing in Europe, and no doubt about it, they'll be looking to reclaim that title after winning 5 in a row before last year Arsenal were champions. So yeah, couldn't stand in his way. Nicholas Dominguez off to the Etihad Stadium. To be fair, 35 mil combined with the same fee we got for Abel Ruiz, plenty of cash coming into our budget to reinvest in some star quality, man. We've got tons of money here and lots of options as well. I'm not too gutted about this, to be fair. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Plenty of options. As we also see that Yan Couto. So I started doing this at the end of last season. I'm training him to be right wing back / right back. I'm definitely thinking that might be a good option for him because we know with Couto he's a really solid player, but he's quite inconsistent, as we know. Sometimes he's on fire, other times not. I've got a feeling that transitioning back to right back might be the best thing for him. We've been improving his defensive stats throughout this time, and I think personally he's got the energy to play there. If we can work on his strength a little bit, we know we don't get much out of our fullbacks on the offensive end anyway. Yan Couto would plug that kind of gap for us, really. Like, if you look at the stats of Trey and Sessegnon and Tavares last year, they had like 3 assists between them, if that. We don't get much out of our fullbacks in terms of offensive productivity. So if we move Couto back down to wing back and look for a new star winger, I think it gives us a double threat on the wing there. And I've got so many names on the short list for who I'd like to bring in. But if I could sign anyone right now, and with the money we got, we basically can. I really want to give him a go, man. I know he is quite a common player to sign in this year's FC. It is the English teenage talent right now, out at Borussia Dortmund in the save, has moved back to the Premier League, but is playing for a bottom half side in Leeds United. I haven't used him yet. I really, really want to give him a go for the first time ever. It is Jamie Bynoe-Gittens, doing the Jadon Sancho path, moving on from Man City to Dortmund as a youngster. Now he's back in England, but he's going to be moving on from Ellen Road to Craven Cottage and playing back in the Champions League. I want to give him a go. I haven't used him yet. He won't cost that much, I believe, over market valuation. And because we've got the money as well, and we're playing European football, it just seems like now is the perfect time on the back of the sale of Nicolas Dominguez too. I'm bringing him in, man. I'm so excited to give him a go for the first time ever. Again, I don't feel it costs much more. Oh, okay, well, maybe you will then. Well, Leeds know they've got a serious talent on their hands here. We know he's rapid. The dude is electric. If you've seen this guy get going, oh, okay, well, there we go. We called their bluff. 42 mil. But yeah, I think personally this is going to be a great fit for our side. On that right-hand side with Couto playing in behind. Yeah, I know he's one of the most common wonderkid signings in this year's career mode, but I haven't used him yet. I've always wanted to give him a go, and now I'm going to get to here at Craven Cottage. He was born in London, but he's carving out a name for himself in Germany, moving back to England to join Leeds. He spent 2 years there at Ellen Road, but now ready to be playing back in the Champions League, and he'll be doing so here with Fulham. Welcome to Craven Cottage on a 5-year, 70 grand a week contract. Jamie Bynoe-Gittens. Yeah, really excited about this guy. I don't know what his full potential is, but I know it's around mid-80s. Again, his strength, not the best. His stamina could be a little bit higher, but it's the pace this guy's got that really draws me to him. He's got the good technical ability as well. He kind of just, looks to me like as though it would be that sort of player I can just play in behind to run onto. And the 83 finishing as well, that's going to be incredibly, incredibly helpful. So we'll get the defensive work rate up from low to high, then we'll get the attacking work rate up from medium to high. This will also improve the stamina in the meantime as well. And I'll have him on that right-hand side with Jan Couto in just behind. That's a real double threat on the right flank for us now. And so, I've got a few things to sort out here. First, into Miami, I want to take Harry Higgins on loan. Don't mind that one there. Obviously, David Beckham connection. So with this English winger here, might do him some good. I like this one here. Watford with a bid for Luke, loan option to buy. I quite like that. Yep, that'll do me just fine. We did that with Dibley Diaz and Norwich. I'm going to turn down this bid for Morrison from Granada. I want to get into the Championship if possible. I'll quickly negotiate this split with Brighton as well for John Nicol. Again, I really want EA to revamp the loan system, man. It would be so helpful, so much more realistic as well, and just make it more enjoyable too. And Everton want to take Albert Clark as well, like that too. He and Nicol obviously got those contract extensions in the summer, so getting them loaned out to Premier League sides is perfect. And there we go. That's Nicol gone to Brighton. And again, with the money we've got right now, there's still so much to work with here. I mean, I don't really know what to do with it though. It's a weird situation. For the first time in the save, we've got so much money to work with, but also for the first time in the save, I don't really know what to do with it. So just loaned out a couple more players, Higgins and Clark to Inter Miami and Everton as well. Right now, just looking down the transfer list, or transfer shortlist, I should say, of other players we look to bring in here. Several fits for the DM area that I think would be perfect if we don't want to promote Ben Sheaf to our starting 11 and don't want to start Danilo and Gabriel Sara. I kind of want like a proper anchor man in our team as well. I must say I'm incredibly keen on Bruno Guimaraes. I'm not going to lie. With Newcastle United, they're not a European team anymore, but he's so loved there at St James's, man. I can see him staying for the majority of his career, even if Newcastle will never get back into the big time. I'm so tempted, but I have used him before as well. I just don't know, to be honest. I've used Sangare and Ducore and Zubamendi before. Not sure about Locatelli, but one player I've definitely not used, and I'd love to give it a go as well. At Feyenoord right now, Wieffer, young Dutch talent, but now 26 in the game. 6'2", so tall with medium-high work rate. So look at the physicality here. 86 stamina, 84 strength, but mentally, 93 aggression with 88 interceptions. I said I want an anchor man. This guy fits the bill. Technically, good on the ball as well, with 84 long pass and 78 short pass, 83 ball control too, and the bonus is that contract coming the end of the season, should be available on a cut price deal. Never used him. I'm going to bring him in. Yep, excited to give this guy a go for the first time, see if he's just as good as the attributes suggest. Again, because he's out of contract coming the end of the season, moving on from the Eredivisie to the Premier League. Oh, absolutely not Feyenoord. He knows he'll get more money here as well. Guys, come on. He's out of contract coming the end of the season. You can't hold me to a ransom here, boys. I know I can get him for less than this. Let's go £28 million. Come on, Feyenoord. You know he wants to come to us. Okay, all right. Money to me in the middle here. To be fair, even 30 mil is probably a steal in today's market. 29 mil is the fee we agree, though. And it looks as though Matt is on his way to Craven Cottage. Never used him before. Really excited to give him a go for the first time, no doubt. Yeah, I'll be honest. Don't know too much about this guy, but a few cats for the Netherlands senior team and balling out of Feyenoord, clearly got some talent, and in the save has developed nicely. Out of contract come the end of the season though, I knew I could get him on a cut price deal, and coming in for 29 mil on a 5-year, 60 grand a week contract. Welcome to Craven Cottage, Matt Wieffer. 26 years old, CDM. Looking at the stats, possibly ball playing defender material at 6'2" with great stamina and decent jumping as well with the strength too. But I'll keep him as an anchor man, as that's where I see this guy playing alongside Gabriel Sara or Danilo. So yeah, pretty happy with this one here. I think I'll probably put him on the defensive midfield development plans, keep on improving that strength, stamina, but also make him a little bit quicker, as that right now is probably the only concern with the guy. Even so, solid sign, this 29 mil, I'll certainly take it. And so it's just agreed to loan out Fabio Lima to Al Hilal. I really like that as well. The Saudi Pro League side, he can learn under Neymar, perfect connection there. Bid for RC Lons, including Ruben Loftus-Cheek, which I quite like, for Danilo, but no. If it was a massive European powerhouse, I considered it, but otherwise, no. Danilo stay with me. I like him, man. I liked him just as much as Dominguez, to be fair. I can't seem to get a championship side put a bid in for Elliot Gibbs yet, or a League One side either. It's Ben Morrison. Looks as though he's on his way to Inter Miami as well. Just negotiated a split here. Let's see who can join Harry Higgins there in Florida. I love that little feeder club there in the MLS, growing our reputation, but also helping out the American side. Okay, well, we made 4 new signings, 2 big sales. And to be honest, I'm kind of ready for the season to begin here, as that deal's falling through. Fine. I'll loan it to Copenhagen. I'm ready for the season to start now. Just looking at our academy right now, we can take a look at the players that are here for this season. I think I might have to promote Leandro and try and loan him out, because whilst the overall is incredibly low at 18 years old, it's almost a guarantee he's going to ask for a pro deal at some point. So best to do it now whilst I can loan him out still. And same with Mercado as well. I think both of these Brazilians here are probably going to ask for a pro deal at some point during the season. So what we'll do is we'll check the potential of Mercado, who, to be fair, looks really, really good. And then we'll loan he. Oh, there we go. Potential to be special. And Cardozo out as well. Fulham and Brazilians, man. It is a match made in heaven. I'm loving it. And that is an interesting one. Do you want to see who that is from? Oh, wow. Juventus. From one black and white striped team to another. Putting in a bid for Bruno Guimaraes. I did say I could see him staying at Newcastle for quite a few years, even though European football. But no, I'm not going to go for him. I'm going to let him go to Turin if he wants to. And, oh wow, Fofana wanted by Liverpool. He was a target of mine. Okay. As a Saudi Arabia side, I want to take Leandro Cardozo. I'll delegate that and see what they say. And so, as we see 2 more players go out on loan, and we'll keep our eyes on those. I must say, I'm quite excited about Ben Morrison there. Hopefully develops well in Denmark. First game of the season then, heading into it. London derby against the champions, Arsenal, coming to Craven Cottage. And with 4 new signs of the team, there's still just under 70 mil remaining. So we're not done for transfers yet, but want to see how our debutants get on in this game with our new look Fulham team. Kicking off the season, be nice to finish in Europa League spot, but I don't want to finish any lower than 4th. Let's start off with a win against the current champions. Come on, Fulham. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we fell to 5th, 6th, or even 7th, really. Just keeping European football of some kind here is the minimum target. But as Lance makes a good save there, and we'll get it back to him. I just want to make sure more than anything we don't drop out of Europe altogether. And I do believe the Champions League is still good. We're still good enough for that, in my opinion. Easy, Odegaard, Saka. Oh, wonderful ball. Taylor can get there. Milinkovic shouts denied by Knight, and Couto clears it away. Snubbed for the World Cup, Lance Knight. Point to prove, chip on his shoulder. Doing that on the opening day. 2 good saves, ensuring we don't fall behind to the champions here. There's Dalinga. Spots Nathan. Torre. Pablo Torre. Oh, should have scored. Bernd Leno, our former keeper. It's Agent Bernd Leno. Really should have saved that one, but it's a dream debut for our new number 10. Abel Ruiz didn't score a single Premier League goal last season, I believe. His new replacement at number 10 has got one before the first half is finished on the opening day. I think Leno should have saved it though. There wasn't that much power on it. It wasn't that accurate. It might have dipped a little bit, but a keeper of his class and his experience should have got something on it. Even so, dream debut for the former Barcelona man. Fulham in front against the champions. What a start this would be. A win on the opening day against the champions for Fulham. And 3 of our 4 new signings starting. Come on. One getting a goal, but it's last year's top scorer for us and the season before our top scorer getting our second. 2 assists for Mason on the opening day as well. Ties with our second. And Fulham are going to record a scalp on match day 1 as well. Dutch Delight, Thijs Dalinga. Don't leave us, son. Stay here and guide us to success. Fulham 2-0 up. A dream debut for Pablo Torre, a dream start for Fulham, and a statement made on matchday 1 with a scalp. The champions beaten 2-0 at Craven Cottage as our Fulham side show. We're not the same team we were a couple of years ago when we were trusting that process. No, we're approaching the outcome and a top 4 side, not by luck, but on merit. But that will do it for today's episode of the Premier League Career, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day and don't miss the next episode. I'm so excited for it, man, because it's still 2 weeks to go before the transfer window slams shut and 65 million in the budget. So we're not done for signings yet, and we'll have the remainder of the transfer window, which includes the draw for the Champions League group stage. Fulham Hames Big time for the first time ever, and I literally can't wait. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Premier League Career Mode very soon.